What's up, Hornets fans? My name is Tavon, and welcome back to another edition of Hornets Daily Podcast, where we do and talk about everything about the Charlotte Hornets and bring up every topic of the Charlotte Hornets for today, to say the least. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, before we get into the show, we have Underdog Fantasy sponsoring the video today. Underdog Fantasy, as you guys know, all you have to go to the right-hand side of my screen, simply take out your phone, go straight to it, go to the QR code, and go to your camera, pick out the QR code, go to Underdog Fantasy. You can download the app today and make your picks. You can make a pick simply off the player that you want specifically for that night. So you can look at Cade Cunningham, for example, and potentially get the higher or lower on Cade Cunningham. If you wanted to go for a Hornets player, you can go for any other player on the Hornets, whether it be Colin Sexton, LaMelo Ball, Knipple. It is totally up to you, and you can make those picks. It is 5,000 times your cash of whatever you pick for that time being. Again, you could win up to 5,000 times your cash for today. So make sure you download the app today. Underdog Fantasy has been helping me a lot. Again, as I said, from yesterday, I made some picks, got some Knipple picks for the West Coast trip. He did pretty good. Brandon Miller, same thing. He did pretty good. So the simple fact about it, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you get Underdog Fantasy today. You could be winning some money as quick as possible on your picks today. That's Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you get to the QR code, and we got a promo code for you today, initially. So we're going to introduce that promo code, but before we do that, we're going to go straight into the Eastern Conference starters has been announced, and Charlotte players has been announced in terms of the ranking of the Charlotte Hornets coming in for the All-Star voting, for what everybody and the fan voting has based off of. As of right now, these are the starters for the All-Star game for the Eastern Conference side will be Cade Cunningham, Jaylen Brown, Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Maxey, and I believe it's Jaylen Brown. No, Giannis. Is going to be Giannis Antetokounmpo for the Eastern Conference sides. For the Western Conference, it is going to be Nikola Jokic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. It is going to be, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Wemby. Gotta double check one more time. For the Western Conference side, I am pretty sure it's Wemby for sure. Make sure Luka. Yep. So Shai, Jokic, Luka, Steph Curry, Wembanyama, basically being the Western Conference starters from the fan voting from that point forward. And then there's extra stuff that's going on right here for the Eastern Conference. It is also for the Eastern Conference side. They have players that just missed it short from the player vote, total votes, and fan vote as well. Donovan Mitchell went 6th. Karl Anthony Towns went 7th. Jalen Johnson went 8th. Michael Porter Jr. went 9th. Brandon Ingram went 10th. Scotty Barnes went 11th. Pascal Siakam went 12th. OG Anunoby with 13. Norman Powell with 14. Joel Embiid with 15. And LaMelo Ball going 16th in everything. That would be the highest ranking Hornets player. He was fan ranked 13th, media ranked 13th, player ranked 21st to basically get into the Eastern Conference All-Star voting. As a starter, of course, he is still eligible to be a NBA All-Star coming off the bench. So it is totally up to the players and coaches from that point, and will be tagging in and potentially being a All-Star. We don't know if that's going to come true, because again, it is so much other guys that was in front of him in terms of that, such as Donovan Mitchell, Karl Anthony Towns, Jalen Johnson, Michael Porter, Brandon Ingram, Scotty Barnes, and the rest of the crew. Norman Powell is a guard, so could take the job, but LaMelo Ball is also one of the other guards that's out there. So it is a very, I would say, 50-50 chance that LaMelo Ball gets in. I will even drop that down maybe to 45% that LaMelo Ball gets in, due to the fact, pending any injuries or barring any injuries, of course. We don't want anybody getting injured, but it is a chance that he may be out of the All-Star game just by a hair if anything. Other Charlotte players, Hornets players, to pretty much get into the top 50 will be Con Knipple at 31, Miles Bridges at 50, Brandon Miller at 56, Trey Mann getting 103 votes, 106 for Musa, Colin Sexton with 129, Josh Green with 32, Tijon with 39, Kalkbrenner with 140, and Grant Williams with 147 as far as the All-Star voting for the fan vote, if anything. So Charlotte getting very close to getting an All-Star vote in for a player to get into the All-Star game. They did not succeed in basically getting into the starting role, but again, still a chance for LaMelo Ball and a couple of other players to get in as a All-Star reserve, if anything. So again, tough luck for LaMelo Ball, but again, kind of not surprised of the fact that LaMelo did not get the starter for this upcoming All-Star game. And we're going to move on to the next topic. Con Knipple, off-ball shooting, and another record being set for Con Knipple. So Con Knipple has been, as you guys know, been really good in terms of shooting, does a really good job in terms of getting points on the board for his team, and it's not a surprise, to say the least, of how good he's been shooting the ball and how good has he been working with this Hornets team and playing off ball in terms of his shooting. So before, in the beginning of the season, Con Knipple off ball shooting was not really good. It wasn't at a good stat. It wasn't at a good juncture whatsoever at the beginning of the season. That theory completely went away after a couple stretch of games, especially the 15-game stretch that the Charlotte Hornets team has been putting on, and they've been playing really well. Con Knipple, over the last couple of days, has shot pretty much an A+ in terms of shot making efficiency, which is on the 97th percentile. He is, if not the top 1 of 1 of shooting, has right now 1.75, making most of his shots off ball, if anything. He's 1.75. That means he's literally above 100, close to above 200% in terms of shooting off ball compared to most of the league. True shooting percentage right now 63%, .50, which is A-. Effective field goal percentage is 61.45. A- pretend or A- grade has it right now. Then points per possession is A- as well. The only knock on his shooting efficiency is his shot overall shot quality, which is a C, which is 50%. Because again, most of his shots is not the best quality shot. However, his shot making efficiency, regardless of that, is 1.33, which is A+, which is a 95% in the percentile. Again, he is ranked higher the majority of the league, if not 1 of 1, or at least one of the top 3 in terms of shot making efficiency, and overall shooting talent is 94% as of right now, which is a grade currently. Con Knipple has been shooting really good to a certain point, and again, regardless of the shot quality, how good those shots are, he is still making those shots regardless of how bad the shots being taken is. So again, that just goes to show you how great a shooter he is as far as shooting and how good he is. And again, a movement shooter, as it is, he's been doing a great job on the efficiency scale in terms of shooting. Now, going into more records being set, Con Knipple, and again, this is after the Denver Nuggets game as well, Con Knipple understood his role along his Duke teammate Cooper Flagg last season and played perfectly. Now that he's on the pros, the 20-year-old has replicated success that helped him land with the Charlotte Hornets early in the 2025 NBA draft and maintain the consistency as of right now. Con Knipple ties Luka Doncic as the fastest player in NBA history to reach 100 2-pointers, 100 3-pointers, and 100 free throws. There's a real app stated after the Hornets' shocking yet impressive 110-87 victory over the Denver Nuggets. Expect Knipple to continue terrorizing opponents due to his elite floor spacing for years to come. This was from an article from Sports News, but also multiple articles as well from Sports Illustrated and also Swarm and Sting to verify of the fact of what happened. Con Knipple made in that history, getting to 2-pointers, 100. I said two 2-pointers, 100 2-pointers, 100 3-pointers, and 100 free throws for the Charlotte Hornets. He is the fastest player in NBA history to reach that mark. So congratulations on Knipple. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, another record being set by him, and he's been doing a great job in terms of shooting as of right now. We're going to move on to the ad for today. That's talking about some shots going up. Let's talk about Underdog Fantasy getting some shots for you guys. Get everything up for you guys to make sure that you are winning at your best. It is Underdog Fantasy. Make sure that you download the app today. It is on the right hand side of me as of right now. You can simply just take out your phone, go straight there, get to the app, and go to Underdog Fantasy and make some picks for today. You can use the promo code, which I told you about earlier in the show, basketball fans, which is down below. Use that promo code. Make sure that you use that to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. And it is a very, very easy process. All you have to do is just select the player to go higher or lower in the stat, and you can pretty much get some money in regards to that. I went with Knipple from the other day, as I said, and got some points. Make sure you go higher on points as far as 18 points. He has only missed about 2 out of that Western Conference road trip that we just had. Out of the 5 games, he hit about 3 games and where he went higher above 18 points and higher above 3 rebounds. So again, and you can make a selection. You don't have to make a whole list, or you don't have to make a pick based off of what the app tells you. You can make your own selections. Selected has a higher or lower. Very easy, very simple to do, and you can make those picks, and hopefully your picks land. Brandon Miller, if you guys did not know, has scored at least over 20 points in the past 5 games, or past, I believe, 4 games. My fault. Not the Utah game, because the Utah game was a blowout. Lakers and the Warriors game, he has scored above 20 points. And then not only that, against the Denver Nuggets, he has scored over 20 points again. So again, for a person that is kind of in that spectrum of scoring 15 to 20 points a night, he has been hitting that mark consistently. And we're going to talk about him in the next topic or so. But again, make sure that you download that, basketball fans. Make sure you win some money, because again, this is an opportunity to win possibly 5,000 times more than what you place down. So again, Underdog Fantasy, must be 18 to play. Make sure that you get on and play the game for today.
19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/play and get terms DFSTML for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 helpline at 1-878 or text HOMI 467-369.
And back to the show that we go on. It is Brandon Miller nominated for the Eastern Conference Player of the Week. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you guys know, people will get nominated for the Eastern Conference Player of the Week, or they will, obviously win if their score or if they play for that week has been really good. Brandon Miller was nominated in this situation. So, again, he has been averaging in the past 3 games 25.7 points per game, 4 rebounds, 3.7 assists, 52.8 in field goals, 46 in 3-pointers, and 90% in free throws, and under about 31 minutes of so. For Brandon Miller, as I said, in the average of the week, and that was the past 3 games, he is averaging for the week 22.5, 4.5 rebounds, 4 assists over the 4 games over this week, while shooting 44.8 from the 3-point line. This is his first nomination of the season. Obviously, the honor went to Bam Adebayo of the Miami Heat, who won it out, hit some very, very big threes in that week. And even though he's been playing poor, he's been really good in terms of scoring for this Miami Heat squad for this week alone. So reason why Brandon Miller did not get it whatsoever, but he was nominated, and we'll show light on it. And Brandon Miller has been really good on the stretch of the 4 to 5 games, especially during the Western Conference trip. So it just goes to show you that Brandon Miller has came to play. LaMelo Ball was also out for not really out, but was on the bench due to the back-to-back situation. So he's been carrying the slack, and he's been doing a good job. Miles Bridges hasn't been really playing good, so the team needs somebody to put some points on the board, and Brandon Miller has been doing that on a very consistent rate, to say the least. And he's been shooting over 50%. Again, he's been shooting really good on the field. Usually he'll go a shot under, maybe miss 2 or 3, 4 more shots underneath 50%, and get to about 42%, 43%, maybe even 39, maybe even have a bad shooting night. But he has been shooting really good. He's been shooting really effectively, shooting above or close to 45%, which is all you can ask for, to say the least. He's been doing a great job, and we got to shout him out, and we got to, obviously celebrate the fact that this player is one of our franchise players, one of our core players, to say the least. And he's been doing a great job, at least doing what he has to do on the floor. So again, big shout out to Brandon Miller. And we're going to go on to our last topic of today. Yes, we got to talk about Draymond Green and him dissing the Hornets in any formal way. We got to put out multiple reasons of why Draymond Green does not deserve a podcast whatsoever. On the Draymond Green podcast, from what we've seen, this is his comments on the Charlotte Hornets and what he said in full. He said, or this is pretty much a quote that he said, apparently they are going to penalize tanking, and I would say that's great. That can't happen fast enough. The Charlotte Hornets are a team that is tanking right in your face in plain sight. The fact that they have LaMelo Ball coming off the bench, I find very interesting. They are a much worse team and so easy to guard when LaMelo is not on the floor. Also, when you look at this team, trade deadline is coming. They're going to have some pieces they move. That's just the nature of a sorry team. He earlier, the day before, said a comment about Charles Lee and playing the junk, or if not, said a very silly defense that they played on with Steph Curry, basically not leaving Steph Curry and crowding Steph Curry, leaving other shooters open and leaving Draymond Green open for three. I guess he found that disrespectful in a way and felt as though that the Charlotte Hornets wasn't really playing serious or playing for real in the game, despite the scheme and despite the defense. Now, this is what James Plowright basically said about this, and he is currently working as a Basketball Nation, covering the Magics and the Grizzlies, but also covering as well the Charlotte Hornets in some way or some shape or form. He covers everything European and covers everything Charlotte Hornets. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I go to his comment and look at it. So he says, I understand why the LaMelo situation looks confusing on the outside, and I don't blame Draymond Green for questioning it. On the surface, it's easy to read Ball coming off the bench as tanking. From the following the Hornets closely through, it seems like it's more of a minutes management than anything. Couple key points that might add context. LaMelo only comes off the bench on back-to-backs. In those games, he is on a roughly 25-minute limit with the aim of saving those minutes for the fourth quarter in close games, which is easier to manage when he is not starting. He hasn't played more than 48 games in a season since 2022, so it makes sense for the team to try a different approach to manage his workload. If this was purely about tanking, it's hard to square that with playing Josh Green ahead of Liam McNeely or Grant Williams ahead of Tijon. At this point, it feels as though they are trying to win most nights, just not at the expense of a long-term health injury. Can we not find a middle ground between winning at all costs and they are tanking to lose? That's my view, but open to beginning convinced otherwise if something I'm missing. And then we also got to consider the fact of other comments that's being out there, especially on Reddit and especially on other people. Hornets just went 3-2 on the West Coast trip, which was deemed to be a hellish West Coast trip, or the beast of the West. And they are currently 12-13 in the last 25 games, while also they are 3 games away from tying the win total from last year and very close, if not 5 games back from the play-in. They are trying, and it's simple enough as far as that. Draymond Green should know, if not have some personnel to know, of the fact that the Charlotte Hornets, at least record-wise, or at least through film, are trying their best to win games. Zach Lowe also added in this comment as well. The Charlotte Hornets are 16-27, but with a total point differential of exactly 0 for the season. They are 4-12 in clutch games, which is killing them. But something interesting is brewing there, and I do not believe they're tanking. And then Sam Quinn on the Charlotte Hornets, number 3 offense since December 1st. They have something. Go trade for AD. Obviously, that is just a throw-in part as well. Again, from the Windhorse ESPN podcast from the Hoops Collective as well, another comment has said towards Draymond Green's comment, says Charlotte Hornets are putting something together. They has been very patient this rebuild, but I think what you say about the Charlotte Hornets, if you go look at their moves for the past 18 months, 2 years, they just keep stacking smart moves. I don't believe they are tanking. They are preparing for the future and trying to win as far as going into a play-in as of now. So that is all the comments that I had to go, and yes, I saved all of them. I made sure that we have all the comments. Let me know what you guys think about Draymond talking about the Hornets and potentially tanking. Obviously, I don't believe Draymond should have a podcast whatsoever. He talks and he basically insults a lot of players. He is one of those players that will try to keep it real as to what he is saying, but he knows the scouting report. He understands how the team is playing, how hot they've been playing. I'm pretty sure Kerr goes over with them. Probably was not expecting the defense and probably took offense to it because, again, he's being left open for 3. Most of the time that will work in that game situation against the Charlotte Hornets where he did shoot 2 of 4 from the three-point line. It didn't work on him for that night. Potentially, again, shooting 50% is something to brag about, and I get that. But to be honest with you, he hasn't been the best shooter in the NBA, and he has affected teams, especially with his shooting, at times where he cannot hit a shot. So the simple fact of the matter is, as of right now, Draymond Green felt offensive towards that, or defensive against that, said something, said that the Hornets is tanking, don't believe that Charles Lee was playing a gimmicky defense, and didn't really play to where the standard is, or feel like they playing to the standard is, and then also resting LaMelo Ball in a sense and not playing him throughout full time, even though it's been shown with history that pretty much the minutes exhausting on LaMelo Ball is the reason why he has not played in the NBA, or has not played a consistent 40-game season, if anything, 48-game season to say anything. So, again, I do not believe in Draymond Green's comments. I'm pretty sure most, if not majority of Hornets fans do not believe in Draymond Green's comments. Make sure that you comment down below in the Hornets Daily podcast to let me know what you guys think about Draymond Green's comments, and let me know what you guys think about other people's comments. Let me know about the All-Star voting. Let me see if you voted. Did you vote in the All-Star voting, if anything, for the fan vote? And let me know if you voted for LaMelo, Knipple, or any of the players that's out there. And make sure you leave a like on the video if you like this video for the Hornets Daily Podcast. Make sure you subscribe. We have hit the 550 mark. We are very close to the 550 mark. We are very close to making the road to 600. I want you guys to make sure you leave that subscribe button, and make sure you come back to the Hornets podcast as always, and you look up all the videos for today. If anything, if you need to catch up, we have a whole list of playlists to get you guys going, and we post videos every single day, so make sure you tune into the Hornets Daily Podcast. My name is Tavon Best, and we are going to be out of here. We appreciate everybody. Have a good one.